Hi friends, welcome back to Masters of Chemistry. So today in this video session we are going to discuss the another method of thermal analysis, that is differential scanning calorimetry. In short it is called as DSC. So this is the method of analyzing the solid materials. So today in this video session we are going to discuss the what is meant by the differential scanning calorimetry, the general principle behind this DSC thermogram, advantages of differential scanning calorimetry over the other methods of thermal analysis, and lastly we are going to discuss what is the application of differential scanning calorimetry. Now before understanding the what is meant by differential scanning calorimetry, we have to know what is meant by this calorimetry. Now the calorimetry is the study of transfer of heat during a physical and chemical processes. So any physical and chemical process or changes takes place within the sample means the heat will be transferred. So that we are going to study, that is called as calorimetry. Now the device which are generally used to measure the transfer of heat, it is called as calorimeter. So this is the calorimeter, a device used to measure the transfer of heat during these physical and chemical changes. Now differential scanning calorimetry is defined as differential scanning calorimetry DSC is the method of thermal analysis in which the energy necessary to establish a zero temperature difference between the sample and the reference material is measured. So now the simple meaning of this definition is that we have to apply the equal temperature to the sample and the reference material, and the energy required to maintain the equal temperature between the sample and the reference material can be measured. Now let's see what is the general principle behind this differential scanning calorimetry. The principle involved in DSC is that the sample and the reference material are heated in a separate pan such a way that their temperature should be kept constant or equal. Now if any thermal changes takes place within the sample such as the melting, crystallization or sublimation, the sample either absorb or release the heat. Already we discussed in TJ and DTA. Now if the sample absorbs some amount of heat during phase transition, then the reaction is said to be endothermic. Endothermic means the absorption of heat takes place. So in endothermic reaction, more energy required to maintain the zero temperature difference between the sample and reference material. So in endothermic reaction, the heat absorption takes place by the sample. We have to require a very high energy to maintain the zero temperature between the sample and reference material. So here I am using the zero temperature difference again and again. The simple meaning of this zero temperature is that to maintain the equal temperature between the sample and the reference material. Now if some kind of thermal changes takes place within the sample such as the melting or decomposition, then the sample either absorb or release the heat. So we know that. So in both the cases we have to maintain temperature, and to maintain temperature we have to consume more energy or less energy according to the absorption or release of heat by the sample. This DSC we have to measure this energy difference between the sample and the reference material in order to maintain this equal temperature between the sample and reference. If the endothermic process takes place within the sample, so it indicates some of the processes like melting, boiling, sublimation, vaporization and dissolution. On the other hand, if the sample releases the heat, some amount of heat during the phase transition, then the reaction is said to be exothermic. Exothermic means releases of heat by the sample. So in exothermic reaction, less energy required to maintain the zero temperature difference between the sample and reference material. So we can understand easily. So if the exothermic reaction takes place in the sample, then it will indicate some kind of processes like crystallization, dehydration and polymerization. Now DSC can be performed by using two instrumental methods. One is the heat flux method and another one is the power compensation method. Now let's see how the DSC thermogram is plotted after the recordings of the heat and that is the energy difference between the sample and the reference material. The DSC thermogram plotted as heat flow against the change in temperature. Now this is the typical representation of DSC thermogram, which is plotted as heat of flow against the change in temperature. Here is the glass transition, which is represented as linear graph. Then this is the positive peak, which it indicates that the exothermic process takes place within the sample, and this exothermic process indicates the crystallization takes place within the sample. Now here is the negative peak, which indicates that the endothermic process takes place within the sample, and endothermic process represent the melting of the sample. Now this broad peak indicates the cross linking or cuseness of the sample, and this the broad indicating peak indicates that the oxidation takes place within the sample. Now from the above curve, the enthalpy of transition can be expressed as the equation delta H is equals to Ka, whereas the H is the enthalpy of transition, K is the calorimetric constant, and A is the area of cross section. Now let's see some of the advantages of using DSC. Now differential calorimetric analysis are generally used because the instrument used in differential calorimetric analysis are very high temperature, and they have very high sensitivity as compared to the other instruments of DT and TGA, and they have high resolution power as compared to the other thermal analyzing techniques. Now let's see some of the application of differential scanning calorimetry. The first application of DSC is that it is used to determination of thermal stability of material. It is also used to study the metal alloy melting temperature and heat of fusion. The third application is used to determine the oxidation temperature and oxidation energy. The another application of DSC is that it is used to study the metal structure transition temperature and heat of transformation.